Hi everyone, this is Meredith Root, and welcome to the Afternoon Snack Podcast, brought to you by Tactic Nutrition.
Hi, I'm Alex Parker, owner of Tactic Nutrition, former lawyer, CrossFit Games athlete, turned health and fitness geek.
I'm also into health and nutrition, a more recent CrossFit Games athlete, co-owner of Tactic Nutrition, and former engineer. We are here to have fun, engaging conversation about some of our favorite topics, including nutrition, health, coaching, motivation, and of course, CrossFit.
Our goal is to give you something to think and talk about and hopefully make you laugh along the way.
Hello, Alex.
I told you not to say my name in a weird way.
Hey, Alex.
Better.
Okay.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good.
Feels like we were just here.
Yeah, we were. Yesterday, we've never done two back-to-back.
We have actually.
Oh, never mind. The
Very
coming
early
out
on.
videos or coming out podcasts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those are back to back. I feel like we did another one. I can't remember. That was forever ago. So, anywho, what fun stories do we have for today?
I can't think of anything. Ivy ventured into the garage yesterday and today.
Well, okay. Yeah, because we got our locks changed on our house. Because finally, we're done with all the the work with the contractors. And the locksmith guy comes in, and I don't know, maybe I'm just different with animals, but he was fine with her, and then he's doing the lock from the house to the garage, which is attached, and Ivy, who's not a like you said, not a fast cat, she's just not. She's clumsy and kind of slow. He's like, oh, your cat went into the garage. And we work really hard to keep Ivy out of the garage because she's not an outdoor cat. We don't want her to be interested in the outdoors. So anyways, now she's really interested in the garage.
Yeah, she likes going under the cars.
And she gets kind of dirty when she does that.
Yeah.
So she's done that twice now. And hopefully.
All I heard this morning, I'm in the kitchen, I hear, God damn it.
Because she's impossible to get. Because she's like, ooh, this is so fun. It's so new. And also, why would I let you grab me? Because then all the fun would be over.
Yeah. Thank goodness she's obsessed with crinkle balls.
Yeah.
Crinks, as we call them. So I grabbed it fresh crank and crinked it. And she came running it back inside.
She's very predictable like that.
Yeah.
But we both got haircuts today. That's good. Yours looks good. I was in desperate need of a haircut. I don't do well with really long hair, and mine was very long. And also I need to get it colored, but that's going to be Saturday. At least it's shorter. Anyways, let's get to it. This is going to be a shorter one today. But we wanted to talk about what we have coming up in regards to a new challenge. So we're doing a 7-week habit challenge that's going to go from February the 15th, which is Monday, all the way to April the 3rd. So that's 7 total weeks. And we wanted to do that because we did that Advent calendar challenge right before the holidays, which was way more popular than I thought it was going to be. I didn't realize we've never done a challenge before. I didn't realize how into challenges people are. So that was cool. And that one was that was fun because every day was a different thing, drink 12 ounces of water, eat a vegetable
100
with
ounces of water.
Well, there was drink 12 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
And then there's drink 100. But then a few people are do I have to drink 100 first thing in the morning? That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of a bit random. It wasn't there wasn't a specific goal in mind with that, other than to get people working outside of their routine a little bit to figure out, okay, I liked that, I don't like that, I want to keep doing this. And I've heard a few people who have, in fact, kept doing some of this stuff.
Like vegetables and breakfast.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people who are like, that, I've never even thought of that.
Yeah.
And I love veggies at breakfast now.
Yeah, broccoli with eggs. Let's go. So anyways, we wanted to get on here and tell you a little bit more about the details with the 7-week challenge. If this is news to you, it came out to our email list on February the 1st. So if you're not on our email list, get on the email list, because as we go along in the 7 weeks, we are going to be releasing exclusive content just to email list subscribers. So some YouTube videos, just kind of tips and tricks as we go along, and updates on, how we're doing, how people are doing. But that's going to be email list only. So make sure you're subscribed. You can subscribe on our website, or right from the link in our Instagram. I think it's right at the top. It says like join email list or something. So do there. Or do that. If you're not sure how to do that, you can let us know.
Do there.
I make up
we
words.
have this thing that, like, if one of us stumbles over our words or says something weird, we can't let the other person just let it, like,
you can't let it go.
No.
It is grammatically,
you have to point it out.
It's one of the ones I struggle to not point out, and this is with that when anyone does. Do you know what I'm going to say?
No.
It is grammatically correct to on occasion say do, but like, you know what I mean?
You do point that out.
I really try not to.
It really annoys me.
I don't point it out as much as I used to.
It's so immature.
But it's really hard to not be like, do.
It is not that hard not to be.
I know, because I don't do it anymore. It's been many months since I've pointed that out. I always laugh on the inside, though.
Good to know.
Yeah. I am 12. I was typing the word awake the other day, and I accidentally typed a whack. I left the E off. And that reminded me of this comic by Hyperbole and a Half that parodies the typo like a lot. Yes. Which is normally, it's 2 words. It's A space LOT. But so many people put it together as one word, like a lot, one word. And so the whole point of the comic is, have you seen it?
Yeah.
The difference between
what is an allot?
Yeah.
Which is like they make it into an animal.
It's like this kind of like Yeti bear thing. And it's like, it goes through all these scenarios where the word is used incorrectly. Yeah. It's a great comic. Anyways, that was quite a tangent.
I think you sent it to me.
Yeah, I sent it to everybody. But I sent it to this person. I said the awak, and it reminded me. So I was like, it reminded me of this, and she liked it. Anyways, back to the challenge. The way this is going to work is you start by...
Well, I'm going to preface that.
Okay.
So I'm taking credit for this because I always, both of us, try to get our clients to implement new habits. And I often will suggest people, and I've had clients do this without even me asking them. Like I had a 6-monther. I still have him. He's doing fantastic. After the 6 months, he sent me this, like, a picture of this calendar, and he had like all these little symbols on each day for things that he had completed. And he's like, it just kept me really, like, obviously you kept me accountable, but having my own thing, like little habits. And it was some stuff I didn't even know about. And he's like, it just kind of kept me on top of like little things. And I'm like, man, that would be great for a lot of my other clients. Just, it's like a real like positive feedback type thing. And so I was trying to create my own calendar with like color codes, and I'm horrible at whatever.
We're going to call it graphic design.
Yeah. So basically I had drawn something on paper, and Meredith was like, yeah, no. So then we created this like challenge thing.
Yeah.
And I've been hearing a lot too, like January and February and even March are kind of like, they're tougher months. Mm-hmm. Like Christmas is over, your long break is over, the New Year's celebrations, even though there weren't any this year, are in the past, and it's winter in most places. Like it's not the easiest time of year for most people, and especially with COVID.
Yeah.
So we thought a challenge right about now would be kind of a fun way to get people going again.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're both going to do it.
Yep. I'm actually super excited for this one.
Yeah,
I wasn't actually as excited for the last habit challenge.
Well, because it wasn't really a habits challenge. It was
just like random tasks. And I'm like,
well, it's good for people who have never done it.
Eat a vegetable at breakfast. You know, I don't like doing that.
I know.
But I did it.
So the way this is going to work, and it's kind of the way that we help people set goals in general, and whittle those goals down into daily actionable behaviors, things that can become habits. Because it's all fine and dandy to have a goal of, I want to work out more, but that's like, okay, well, what does that mean? What is more? Like you have to define it. You have to make it something that you can do every day. You have to set some parameters around it. So we're going to start by listing 1 to 3 goals that you have. And then for each of those goals, you can pick 1, you can pick 3. It doesn't really matter. You shouldn't feel pressured to pick 3 just because you can. If there's something that you really want to like hone in on and focus, and it's the only thing that comes to mind, that's totally fine. So for each goal that you have, you're going to list off 1 to 3 actionable daily tasks that you'll be able to complete every day. So, something, what's a good example? For the goal of, I want to work out more. Like maybe that starts with, I'm going to do some exercise on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every week.
Yeah, or I'm going to get some physical activity for 10 minutes every single day. Whether some of that is walking, whether some of that is working out, whether one day you work out for 60 minutes and then walk the next day for 10, you still get to check your box.
Yeah. The more specific you can make it, the better. Because it's like when you leave space for ambiguity, you kind of like invite failure in a way because you don't have to do anything. So yeah, like small sort of doable daily behaviors are what we're going to do.
And make sure they're doable because you're going to be doing them for almost 2 months.
Yeah.
And so the way I think about when I set my activities or habits, it's like, what can I definitely do? Like for me, it's like get off my phone or use my phone less, specifically Instagram. Because I use Instagram for business and I like it for pleasure. But do I need to be on it as much as I'm on it? No. Do I need to be on it at 8 p.m.? No. So like I don't need to be on, like usually I'm not on it past 10 p.m. So what's absolutely doable, probably like 8. What's a little bit more challenging than 8 p.m.? Let's say 6:30, because 6:30 is when I kind of wind down, have dinner, watch TV, hang out with you. So it's a good time to like get off Instagram. And that's definitely doable for 2 months. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, but how are you going to do it?
I'm going to put Instagram on like one of my like second.
So like not your primary.
Not my primary. And I'm just not going to do it. Like there's going to be some willpower that needs to be exercised.
Yeah.
But it's enough that I can do it. And I'm committed to it. And I'm holding myself accountable with like the feedback of this calendar.
Yeah. Cool. What else are you going to do?
Another one. So I've recently started taking vitamins again, but as per usual, I'm not taking them every day because I'm the worst. So that's going to be one thing I do. I'm going to take fish oil, zinc, magnesium, vitamin B complex, and vitamin D every day.
Yeah. So how are you going to make that like easier?
I'm going to put the vitamins in a spot where I have my breakfast.
Yeah.
Not like in the cupboard that's off to the side. It's going to be like, it's not going to be the most like aesthetically pleasing in the kitchen, but it's going to be a spot where I can easily grab them. And even at the beginning of the week, maybe I can make like 7 little
but
baggies or something.
Also, if you do that for a week or 2 weeks, then you can probably put them back in the cabinet and you will still like think to take them every morning.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Yeah.
And then I'm going to do one more.
What are you going to do?
I think I'm still debating this one, but I need to drink more pure water.
Oh, just like glasses of water.
Yeah, like I'm always mixing water with stuff, or even my lemon juice in the morning, like lemon juice. I just don't like plain water. I hate it actually. So I think I'm going to start incorporating like 1 glass of water at some point during the day. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick that exact point.
What if you do like 1 glass of water with each meal? And you don't have to have it like
hard.
with the meal. You can have it before the meal or like right after.
So that would be like, so what about breakfast? Does my lemon water count?
Well, yeah. So you have breakfast is already taken care of. Well, you eat 2 breakfasts, so you'd have to have another one.
Figure that one out. I'll nail it down.
Yeah. I like the meal thing, or like for other people, you might like, I might recommend every time you go to eat something, especially if this is someone who is trying to control their food intake, because we know that like hunger is sometimes masking thirst.
Mm-hmm.
And also people they don't drink enough water.
Like, I don't want to, if you're somebody who doesn't drink enough water, and a lot of my clients have this problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I will set like, hey, get a water bottle you like and keep it with you, put it at your desk, whatever it may be. And we kind of set a limit, like 2 bottles of water or 100 ounces, whatever it may be. And that usually works for them. For me, I don't want to do that. I need like something easier with pure water.
Yeah.
Because I already drink a ton of fluid. It's just, I put BCAAs in it or lemon juice or whatever it may be. So yeah, I need to figure that one out.
Yeah.
But yeah, at meals isn't a bad idea.
Or every time you go to eat, also drink a glass of like a 10-ounce glass of water.
Yeah. You know that people with bad digestion shouldn't drink while they eat.
Oh, I don't think anyone should drink while they eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's like a general, like you should not drink fluids while you eat food.
So, but you just suggested I do that.
I'm suggesting you use meal times as an indication of like you should drink either like before or like
Gotcha.
at some interval after. It just like it triggers the like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna drink a glass of
You're
water
right.
soon.
Okay.
But yeah,
Thanks for the suggestion.
you're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
Tell me about your plans.
Okay, well mine, I wanted to pick something that's like not necessarily fitness and nutrition, because like let's be real, I have those nailed. Don't laugh at me. Okay. So something that it's been a goal of mine for a long time has been to learn a new language. I can hear Spanish. I can't really speak it, but that's from like 4 or 5 years of taking Spanish. So I wanted something new, and I was like, well, I do live in Canada, so like probably French would be a pretty good selection. So you have to start at some point. So why not now? So I'm gonna take the goal of I would like to learn how to speak French, and then every day I'm gonna do 15 minutes with Babbel, which is a language learning software. And actually, I already checked it out. When you register for Babbel, they ask you straight up like how much time can you commit per day, and 15 minutes is an option.
Nice.
So yeah, it's great. So that's the big one that I'm gonna start in the middle of February. So
let me ask you this. So 15 minutes a day for 7 weeks. I don't know how many minutes that adds up to. It's a significant amount. But in the grand scheme of learning a language,
small.
It's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
So out of curiosity, after the challenge, like, are we doing this to try to implement habits going forward after the challenge? Like, is that something you're going to continue on until you actually potentially learn French?
That's the goal. That's my goal. So maybe after 7 weeks of 15 minutes, like maybe 3 or 4 weeks in, I'm like, look, I really am enjoying this. I'm going to push that to 30.
Yeah.
Which also serves a purpose of keeping me off my stupid Instagram.
Yeah.
Which is also a goal of mine. But I'm going to go about like,
replacing the habit.
Yeah, I'm going to go about the Instagram thing by trying to fill up my free time with something more productive.
Yeah, and like, who would want to hang out with their partner who's super funny and...
Well, no, what I mean is like our downtime together is in the evening, and we do both have a bad habit of like sort of just like half spending time with the other person and half like cruising
Watching
on
TV.
Instagram. Well, yeah, but TV's fine. So I mean more specifically the
Yeah.
time I kill on Instagram during the day where like I'm in between things with work, or you're doing something, instead of doing that, I can do this language learning thing. Instead of doing Instagram, I like can read, investment articles. Like I'm just going to try to insert some more productive behaviors.
I like that.
So that I basically fill up my cup to the point where I just don't have time to sit on Instagram for like hours in a day. It's just not going to be something I can fit in. So I'm kind of looking to double up and push that bad behavior out by like replacing it with something good, which we've talked about before.
I wouldn't say you're on Instagram for hours a day.
No, I'm not. But I pick it up, and I like when I'm like, okay, I have a few like minutes to kill, or even like like TMI when I'm like going to the
I was
bathroom.
just gonna say.
So instead of using that time to be on
I always hear like videos going and then like,
yeah, exactly.
okay.
But like instead of doing that, like
You all right in there? Yep. Just watching a video.
okay, sometimes that's
We've
Twitter.
all done it. We've
Yeah.
all done it.
But instead of doing that, like download like an investment app or something that's a little more informative and useful for where I'm at in my life right now. Because like cat videos are fun, but like are those actually helping me? No,
They're
not.
helping brighten your day.
Yeah.
They do brighten my day.
Yes.
So I'm not giving those up just yet.
Okay.
Just after 6:30 p.m.
Okay. So I'd say my two are learning French or starting to learn French, and then also getting rid of the Instagram habit via adding other good things in. So I guess the language kind of counts for number 2 for me, but also I'll probably set a goal of, reading one financial article a day or something like that. Okay. So I'm doing 2, you're doing 3. I think what I thought was neat about this challenge is it's, I'm a very like visual person, and I think you are too. We're different. Like we're visual in different ways. Like you're visual very much in like you do lists and you have your lists and you cross things off your list. And I'm more visual and like I like creative and I like creating things. It's not like I don't have lists because, as you know, I recently started making lists, but I have that sort of creative side of my brain. And so I was doing some reading on the like visual reward center of the brain and like visual reward system. And it's used a lot with like kids with autism and even adults who have disorders like OCD, like high functioning OCD, that comes out as anxiety. Like you can use these visual systems to create habits and reinforce good behaviors. And so that's where the idea of, okay, we have a calendar, we have 7 weeks, we have each day of the week, but how do we like, we don't just want to have like 3 boxes and you check off one box if you're doing, if you have one habit or, 1, 2, it's hard when you have potentially 3 goals with, 1 to 3 actionable habits per day. It's like, how the heck do you track that? So, came up with this idea of you basically I made a 7x7 grid. Starts on Monday, ends on Sunday. In each square, there's the date there's the date. So it starts February 15th. So you see like a number, and then in the square, there's a circle. So the idea is that every day you complete your actionable tasks, which you will have listed out on a previous worksheet. You color in the circle on the corresponding day. You can use, one color, you can use multiple colors, but the idea is like, as the habits start to become easier, maybe you use more colors. Like you start to use colors to represent the energy that you have on that day. You can do whatever, or you can just like, you don't have to do that, but like it opens the door up for a little more creativity than just checking a box, which I'm a fan
All I
of.
ask is that nobody use those like big ass markers that soak right through the paper.
Oh, you're going to wreck your countertops if you do
just
that.
don't. I remember those kids at school who used those.
And they would always
like,
mash
what are
down.
You doing?
They like mash down so that the felt tip bends and the marker just leaks everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm going colored pencils. Are you going colored pencils?
And like I don't press very hard on those either.
Yeah. Are you like obsessive about sharpening them?
I mean, like you know how I am with my pens.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll also put a pencil sharpener in the Amazon cart.
I need like, I don't know if people are like even aware of like that there's different fineness of pens, but I like 0.
You like EF.
3
extra fine.
millimeters.
I like fine.
Fine is 0.5.
I know.
And like clicker pencils?
Yeah.
Do you ever get
were
like the
0.7?
I'm like, who can even write with those?
I know. Like, why don't you write with a crayon?
Pretty much.
When I took an art class,
or like the ink ball pens.
Yeah.
I hate those pens.
Like Uniballs.
Oh,
your dad likes Uniball. I noticed that. When I was taking art classes in high school, I took AP Art 5, and in AP Art 5, we had like a drafting portion. Drafting is how architects, when you're drafting up blueprints and stuff. And so you have a drafting table, and you're going to be happy to know that there are mechanical pencils that are even finer than 0.5. It's like 0.3.
That's like the pen I have.
I know. You have to be really careful when you use them, though, because
not to poke through. Oh.
Well, I mean, you also poke, but like, are you mashing down super hard?
I mean, depending on,
Yeah, you need better paper. Anyways, that was quite I think I have really nice colored pencils. I think I have the colored pencils.
You do, because you used to draw art for me.
I know. I think I have watercolor pencils. So watercolor pencils are cool because you use them, and then you get a paintbrush and you paint on them, and it turns into watercolor paint.
Huh.
They're really cool.
Anyways, by the end, you're going to have to post your artwork.
Yeah, so that's kind of the thing.
Anybody who's used markers is
going to be judged.
Is going to be blocked on our Instagram.
Yeah, it's cool. So at the end of 7 weeks, you're kind of left with this grid. You're left with this visual representation of like your energy during the challenge, your effort, like your commitment to your tasks. So I think it's going to be like, I don't know if I'm more excited about learning French or coloring in circles. I'm not going to lie.
I'm also excited to hear about hopefully all my clients are going to do it. And I'm excited to hear about what their plans are.
Yeah, for gold. I've already had a few people who like have this because they are on the email list who are like, yeah, this is gonna be great. I'm really excited. And they've told me what they're going to do. And so I'm gonna, if you're a client of mine and you're like, what are you talking about? I'm going to get real pushy here.
Yeah, I think everyone should do it. It's totally doable.
Yeah.
And even if you're the type that doesn't like coloring, just like grab a pen and put an X.
Yeah, like you're more than welcome to like be super boring and just exit out. That's fine. No judgment.
So I have a question. So for me, if I'm doing mine, like my task essentially happens in the evening.
Yeah.
So should I guess you could color the following morning.
Yeah.
For the previous day.
Yeah.
Like if your goal is a nighttime bedtime routine.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like getting out your coloring pencils and doing it right before bed because you checked off your.
Yeah, you would just do it the next day. Like I'll probably do it the next day also, just because that makes more sense in my head. You can properly assess how the previous day went the following day.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you had to say like, okay, what do you think is your color, like your aura? If you have
it depends.
Mm-hmm.
I would say like I'm a blue. I'm pretty like moderate most of the time.
You're like a misty blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
What do you think you are?
Well, what do you think I am?
I'd say like you're lighter green.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know.
I have a question. What if I do really well and I complete all of my tasks?
Yeah.
But I was really, really mad that day.
Well, you get to like.
Can I use like a red pen or pencil for that day, even though I was happy about how I completed my task, or it's up to you?
It's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah. It says sky blue aura is a very creative aura, so you're not sky blue.
Well, then what am I?
I'm reading. Let's see. True blue is rich, bright, cobalt, royal blue, related to communication, self-expression, intuition, and clarity. Maybe. Turquoise is confidence and knowledge and truly knowing yourself. So what? I
don't like the color turquoise.
You don't?
No. I'd have to look into that chart.
Yeah. My would you say I'm like a light green, blue green, emerald aura?
Or maybe like a blue green.
Very magnetic. This is an aura that draws people in. Those with emerald green aura are healers and want to be united.
You know what? I would agree with that.
Okay.
People really seem to like you.
I don't know why.
There's this thing that is happening in our relationship. It's actually already happened. I have these and it's partially too because she moved from North Carolina to Calgary. So she kind of moved into my bubble. And so my friends kind of became her friends. But what's happening is like all of my friends are basically now Meredith's friend. I'm like, who are you texting? She's like, Dave. He's like my best friend. What is he?
We're just like texting. There's like one of your old ski friends has been messaging me on Instagram, and I haven't said anything because like I know that this is becoming a thing for you now. So
who? Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Who
It's
needs
fine.
friends anyways?
I mean, like if you would,
at least I'm associated with you. So if you have a lot of friends by association,
Yeah.
I still have all those friends.
it does help to like respond to people's messages when they message you.
I do.
Yeah, like a day
In my
later.
head. And then I,
Yeah.
how many times do I do that? It's hard to when I'm so busy texting clients that like when my friend texts me, I'm like, I'll do it later.
I do not have time for you. Yeah. So anyways, that's that. Again, do you have anything else you want to talk about with the challenge before we wrap this up?
No, I think if you did the advent calendar, there was some incentive with that one because we did giveaways.
Yeah.
And like, not to say that we're not going to do a somewhat of a prize giveaway. You don't know what might materialize, but this one is going to be really fun because you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
And like, you can pick anything that you want, literally anything.
That's the best part.
And I think that is really cool and unique about this challenge. And I hope everyone participates in like bettering themselves, even just by like 1%.
Yeah, just like
0.5%.
Tiny thing.
Just something. And even if you need something like you've got really low confidence, you're like, I just don't think I can do this for 7 weeks. Pick something that you do most days already. And you're like, you know what? I should do that every day and do that. Like it can be as easy or as hard as you want.
Yeah.
And, oh, we forgot to mention, and we might say this how in one of our YouTube videos, I think we talked about this, but if it gets to the point where something you've chosen is too difficult, there's nothing wrong with changing it.
Yeah,
like,
I think there's...
And if you miss a day, get back on it. Like, make the most of these 7 weeks.
Yeah, there's a lot of value in being able to, like, to properly self-assess and evaluate. Like, there's no way that you can, like, predict how things are going to go. You can't, like, you know, just because you have great intentions and you set a goal and you think this is going to be really doable, it might get to a point where it's just not fitting in, and that's okay. It's just, like... modify it and move on. That's all you can do, and that's fine. I think a lot of people quit trying to like pursue a goal or build a habit because that exact thing happens, and they're not willing to self-assess and be aware and just say like, look, like I can't do this right now. I can't do like this, but I can do something else. And then just keep going. Totally. No one's judging you. No one even knows.
Yeah.
No one knows. Like, that's the best part. Like, you have to hold yourself accountable. So change things if they need to change.
And if you're somebody out there who's like, man, I have so many goals. I have so many things I want to do and I can't narrow it down. Like, shoot us a DM or a message or an email. We can help you out. We're happy to help narrow things down.
And if you're a client of mine and you don't tell me your goal, I'm going to assign goals.
Yeah.
And you don't want that.
If you could even do, like, I was thinking, what if somebody who's like really trying to like hit their macros was like, habit 1, hit their carbs. Habit 2, hit their protein. Habit 3, hit their fat. That'd be like the trifecta. Perfect macros for 7 weeks.
Yeah. If you really want to see how well macros can work, that's exactly it.
But that one would probably be better being like lean protein at every meal, fruit and vegetable at every meal, or like well-rounded meals. And then you're probably going to hit your macros pretty close.
Yeah, I would think so.
But
so,
I will add one more thing that just popped into my head. Try not to put like negative habits. Like try not to say like, I won't do this.
Yes.
Because those are really hard to measure and it's hard to get away from. Like think if you don't want to do something, like Meredith said, she had a good example. If you don't want to be on Instagram, don't go on Instagram. It's like, I mean, I guess I'm kind of doing that, but it's like,
you want to stay away from the don'ts and will not. And it's because that's like it's restrictive. It's not that growth mindset that we want. Like instead of focusing on doing good, you're focusing on not doing bad, which is like, that's not the best way to go about things.
Like for me, it's like put your phone away at 6:30. That's fine. Like don't go on your phone. I guess it could be depending on how you word it.
Yeah, like, but the goal could be, I want to spend less time on social media. It's not like I don't want to go on Instagram.
Yeah.
So that can be the goal. And then the behaviors are like, I'm going to take my phone upstairs every night at 7 p.m. Or like, I'm going to like,
exactly.
You know, stuff like that. It's things that you're going to do, not things that you're going to not do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I always think, there's this thing I always think about. I'm like, I don't want to be mean to people anymore. But it's like, I should be like, oh, I should just be nice to people.
Yeah. Or it's even, you know how people will do
Not
like,
that I mean, but you know how I can be.
I mean, you're like, you get salty. You know how there are people who do like a dry month, dry January, for example. So that whole idea, like you essentially have a month on calendar, and it's like every day you're like, didn't drink, check, didn't drink, check, didn't drink, check. So you're tracking like what you didn't do. And so what do you want to do as soon as it hits February 1st? You're like, man, I can't wait to have a drink. But instead of like, what if those people who do dry months, instead of like, I'm just not going to drink, and I'm like, every day I don't drink is a win. Like, what if you just crammed a bunch of good shit in there instead, so you didn't want to drink, right? Like, behavior kind of corrects itself. Like, good leads to good leads to good, instead of like, I'm just going to not do bad.
Yeah.
It's just a thought. Like, it doesn't mean that
I
there's
think you
anything
can
wrong.
word it differently and say like, I exerted control over my decisions.
Yeah.
That's one way of kind of reframing it.
Man, my legs are so sore.
100 tempo pistols.
That was a huge mistake. I'm not doing well. And I did the kettlebell swings,
Right.
which are getting harder.
You did that today.
Yeah.
Good.
Of course, I've done them every day. I don't know why I started with 24 kilos, but here we are. All right.
I have a client who I'm like, what weight are you using? He said 24, and I said, well, and he was saying it's getting easier.
Oh yeah.
So I suggested that he start increasing reps.
Yeah.
No, he suggested that, but was kind of joking. And I said, well, why don't you just add one per day?
Yeah.
So you end up with 70 at the end of the month.
Yeah.
But like 70 is doable.
In my head, I was like, I'm going to start adding reps like pretty early on. And I'm still on 50, still on 24 kilos. And like, it gets hard at like 20.
Yeah.
But like,
that's fine.
It's fine. All right, cool. So that's it. I think, again, if you're not on our email list, you'll want to get on that, soon, because we're going to roll this out so that we're ready to go for this coming Monday, which is the 15th, which is the day after Valentine's Day. So I don't know if that's significant. We don't do anything for Valentine's Day.
Well, I thought you were getting me a present.
Oh, I am? I did. I got you this cow.
Cool. Thanks.
And a sofa. Yes. All right. If you have any questions about the challenge, let us know. If you need help setting goals, like Alex said, also let us know. We're really excited about it. We hope you are too. And yeah, that's it. We will talk to you later.